welcome. Today we are going to do a simple breathing practice. I'm first just going to talk to you a little bit about our breath with this lovely little prop. And today we are going to be focusing on that big expansion on the inhale and then that nice contraction on the exhale. So when you're ready and you want to join with me, we are inhaling. And I want you to think of your lungs expanding like this prop. And then when you exhale, we're gently squeezing the air out like this ball is closing. So let's inhale for a count of 4. We inhale 4 and we exhale for 4. And again, inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, and we exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time like that, and then we're going to add to it. We inhale and exhale. Good. So going from that thought of that inhales expanding, the exhales contracting, we're now going to do a couple simple exercises and then see if our breath is different than at the beginning of our practice. So take your hands and I want you to bring them to the sides of your rib cage. Your fingertips are forward, your thumbs are more towards the back of your ribs. I'll move away a little bit so you can see a little bit better. And I want you to notice where your rib cage wants to live. Can we find a place, you can do this seated on your mat or on a chair, can you find a place where your rib cage is stacked on top of your pelvis? When we're breathing, we want to think about our diaphragm, which touches into the bottom of our lungs, and our pelvic floor being stacked. When we are not stacked, we're not going to get as great of a breath capacity. So we want to think, can I stack the dome of my diaphragm and the dome of my pelvic floor on top of each other so they can work together? So that's why we have our hands on our ribs, just to find that stacking. And then with our fingertips at the back of our rib cage, I want you to try and breathe into your thumbs. So when you're ready, take a breath in. Expand to the back of your rib cage and then exhale. So visualize that prop again, opening. We inhale. Breathe into the back of your rib cage. And exhaling, we're closing that prop or squeezing the air out from our lungs. One more time like that. Inhaling nice and wide. And an exhale, nice gentle wrapping. Now when we breathe in, our diaphragm naturally is going to widen and go down a little bit as our lungs expand and fill. And in turn, our pelvic floor is also going to expand and go down. When we exhale, there's a gentle contraction in our pelvic floor that lifts it up as our diaphragm lifts up to push the air out of our mouth. Then we go again. Inhale wide into our ribs. Diaphragm goes down, pelvic floor goes down. Exhale, gentle lifting and wrapping in the pelvic floor to squeeze the air out from low in your abdomen and pelvis, up through your center and core, and out through your mouth. Let's try it one more time. Inhaling. Exhaling. So just by breathing properly, we are also training our core in a wonderful way, and it's nice to see with this wrapping on my shirt. So another way to think about your breath is thinking about where are our lungs. Our lungs even touch all the way up between our collarbone and our shoulder blades. So we want to feel like, could I get some breath up into my trapezius, my upper shoulder, as I breathe in, to the sides of my rib cage, and to the front and the back. So we played a little bit with the back. And now let's think about, can I expand the back of my ribs behind me and to the front? So I'm thinking of that forward back motion. When you're ready, we're keeping our rib cage stacked on our pelvis. We're inhaling. Create space to the front and the back, and then exhale. Wrap it in. Inhale, front and back. And exhale. One more time, front and back. And in. Now, let's imagine breathing side to side. So you could stretch your fingers out and imagine these are your ribs, okay? When we breathe in, I want you to think about stretching the space between your fingers or your ribs, which are your intercostal muscles. So this time when you breathe in, think, how can I expand to the sides? If you were a fish, you're thinking about gills. I want to open and flare my gills open when I breathe in. So when you're ready, breathe to the sides, open your gills. And exhaling. Same things are happening in your diaphragm and your pelvic floor. They're going down and up, but we're adding a lateral component. And again, inhale wide. And exhaling. One more time. And out. Good. This time, I'm just going to change how I'm sitting. I want you to think about breathing to the top and the bottom of your rib cage, okay? When you're ready, we're breathing, expanding to the tops of your shoulders and the bottoms of your ribs. And out. And if all of this sounds very airy-fairy and challenging, don't worry about it. Keep practicing and it'll start to slowly make sense. And again. And out. One more time. And out. Good. We want to think about our rib cage as being very three-dimensional. So moving our body in different ways is going to help create space and freedom for our breath. So either sitting cross-legged or sitting in a chair, we're going to place one hand to the side and lift the other arm up. And we're going to go into a side bend to really work on that side opening. When you're ready, we're inhaling to go over, fanning open our ribs as we breathe in. And exhale to come back up. 3 more on this side. Inhaling to go over. Take your head with you. Ground your pelvis down as you reach that arm up and over. Exhale back up. One more time. Good. And up. Let's try the other side. When you're ready, inhaling over. Exhaling up. Reach the arm. Your arms are connected. Everything's connected. We want to think about that fanning open of the ribs. And exhale back up. One more time. Take your head with you. Reach long through that arm. And then coming back up, lower the arm for a moment. We're going to add a little bit of rotation now. So placing the original hand down, that's my right hand. I lift my left arm up. I'm inhaling to go over, and I'm going to rotate my chest down towards the mat, and then lift up towards the ceiling, and fan open towards the sky. And then again, inhaling to go over. Feel that expansion and space in the back of the ribs, and then back up, and fanning open to the sky. Good. Centering, we come up, try the other side. Inhaling over, spiraling down towards the floor, and then up and spiraling towards the sky. And again, keep breathing. Play with where you are sending your breath. Good. And then coming back up, lowering your arm down. Good. Find yourself on your hands and knees. I'm going to do a little bit of cat-cow just to play with that flexion and extension of our rib cage. So placing your hands down, knees under your hips. Inhale, extend, reach your heart up towards the sky, tailbone towards the sky. Soften your elbows a little bit. Squish down through your shins as you round your spine, looking towards your belly button, opening the back of the rib cage. Inhale to extend. Relax your shoulders. We're not going into our throat. Exhale, round. 2 more. Inhale, opening. Exhale, rounding. Last time. Exhale, round. And then just sit back towards your heels. Good. Just after doing that little bit of mobility, notice if you are able to find more stack of your rib cage on top of your pelvis. Let's finish off this practice with a couple more big breaths and just notice if you're feeling any changes from the beginning of our time together. Again, inhaling, we're expanding. We exhale. Squeeze that air out. Inhale for a count of 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, inhaling 1, 4. Exhale. Good. 2 more. And exhale. We really want to squeeze all of that impure air out of our lungs. Joseph Pilates talked about we're wanting to out the air. We want to wring that old impure air out of our lungs. So we have no choice but to inhale and inhale new nutrients and energy and good vibes. So one more time, thinking either of the up and down breath, the side to side breath, or the front back, or just all of it as a whole. Last 2 breaths. Inhaling. 3-dimensionally, and then exhaling. Squeezing the air out. One more time. And exhale. Thank you for joining me for today's quick little breath practice. I'm hoping that you're feeling more oxygenated, energized, and aware of your rib cage and how to create more breath for yourself. See you next time.